Welcome back to Artist on Record, your ultimate intimate conversation with your favorite artists. In this sonic odyssey, we explore music legends, untold stories. Today, in this part 2 clip, Friends of the Rolling Stones, Prince Stash, he unveils the secrets of the Stones and tells us a little bit about the notorious, ruthless Allen Klein, who was their manager at the time. Was Allen responsible for the death of Brian Jones? It all starts now. Don't touch that dial.
He allowed things to drift. Now, there's another element which I have to bring to the table. The difficulty that led to this sordid situation was Allen Klein was never remitting sums that were already due to the Rolling Stones. So the office was forever sending telexes and things saying, we don't have money to pay, money that had accrued in America that was needed for the office to function, because the Stones office was paying everybody's utilities bills. So it wasn't just Brian, but Brian was also spending, overspending a lot of money. And had the funds been remitted in time, especially after when it was decided that he would leave the group, there was a very generous financial arrangement. And also the door was open for him to return. He wasn't going to be replaced forever if the problems could be solved. However, this lack of funds sometimes if you don't have the money at the right time, and when he died, his estate was deeply in the red. So it wasn't until the Stones, his father, joined the Stones in their multiple lawsuits against Allen Klein. And they finally got money, but against having had to drop all that early material, which now ABKCO owns. Another funny thing is Allen Klein was invariably great to me personally. So I've said personally I had nothing against Allen Klein, but what I witnessed and I didn't like, and I intuitively was bitching about it, because when Marlon, his son, was born to Anita, Keith called Allen Klein, and the tone of the conversation displeased me intensely, because Keith had to plead with Allen Klein to get the £55,000 to buy Cheney Walk. He had to plead with him. And when he hung up, I remonstrated with Keith. I said, "Are you joking? What the hell? You should have ordered this money." But Keith had to kind of persuade Allen Klein to send him the money. But he was probably right, because had he taken it on another to the level, I would have yelled and so on, and it would have been counterproductive, because he could slow those gears down. And he did. And so there is that element that while Allen Klein, certainly all the conspiracy theories that link Allen Klein to some hit on Brian and all that are ludicrous, because Brian, to everybody, was far more valuable alive than dead.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's another thing, in case any of your listeners comes up with that red herring: he did not own the Rolling Stones name, which is another fallacy that crops up every once in a while. Oh, he owned the Rolling Stones name, that's why they got rid of him. He didn't own it. You couldn't own something that didn't have any value in those days. The marketing days were years ahead. When Brian Jones died, the name, the Rolling Stones, the only thing that it had was the Rolling Stones Limited, which was the company they operated under. It didn't have any marketing value, oddly enough, in those days.
We'll be releasing more clips, but in the meantime, if you want to catch this episode unedited, join the club, become a member right here. In the meantime, subscribe, click on the box you see on your screen, and as always, who loves you, baby? We do. Thanks for watching.